In search of wisdom? Once upon a time, in a small village there lived a young man named Thomas. Thomas was known throughout the village for his determination and unyielding spirit. He had a favorite saying that he often shared with his fellow villagers: "Leave no stone unturned." This saying was more than just words to Thomas, it was a way of life. He believed that to achieve anything worthwhile, one must be willing to put in the effort and explore every possibility. This philosophy had guided him through many challenges and adventures. One sunny morning, as Thomas walked through the village square, he noticed a group of villagers gathered around a notice board. Curious, he approached and saw a parchment with an announcement from the mayor. It read, "The village well has run dry, and we are in desperate need of water. A reward will be given to anyone who can find a solution." Thomas's eyes lit up with determination. He knew that this was a problem he couldn't ignore. Without hesitation, he set off towards the village well, determined to leave no stone unturned in his quest to find water. As Thomas reached the well, he saw that it was indeed bone dry. The villagers had tried everything they could think of, but no one had been able to find a source of water. Thomas began by examining the well itself. He climbed down into the depths of the well, carefully inspecting its walls for any signs of cracks or openings. He ran his fingers along the rough stone surface, feeling for any irregularities. After hours of meticulous examination, Thomas found a small crack near the bottom of the well. It was so tiny that it was almost invisible, but he knew that it could be the key to solving the village's water problem. He climbed out of the well and rushed to the blacksmith's shop to borrow some tools. With hammer and chisel in hand, Thomas returned to the well. He began chiseling away at the crack, widening it just enough to allow water to flow through. It was painstaking work, but he was determined to succeed. After several hours of hard labor, a small trickle of water began to seep through the crack. Thomas couldn't contain his excitement. He had found the source of water that the village so desperately needed. Word quickly spread throughout the village, and the villagers rejoiced. The mayor, impressed by Thomas's determination and resourcefulness, rewarded him generously. But for Thomas, the real reward was knowing that he had made a difference in the lives of his fellow villagers. With the well now flowing with water, the village prospered once again. Crops flourished, and the people were no longer plagued by thirst. Thomas's reputation as someone who would leave no stone unturned grew even stronger. But Thomas's thirst for adventure and challenges was not yet quenched. He knew that there were many more stones to be turned in the world, and he was eager to explore them all. One day, as he sat by the well, contemplating his next journey, a weary traveler passing through the village caught his attention. The traveler was a tall, weathered man with a backpack filled with maps and scrolls. He introduced himself as Samuel and explained that he was an explorer in search of a legendary treasure said to be hidden in the distant mountains. The treasure was rumored to be of unimaginable value, and it was said that whoever found it would be granted great wisdom and prosperity. Thomas's eyes gleamed with excitement. This was the kind of adventure he had been waiting for. He agreed to accompany Samuel on his quest to find the treasure, and together they set off on a journey that would take them to the farthest reaches of the land. Their journey was filled with challenges and obstacles. They crossed treacherous rivers, climbed towering cliffs, and ventured deep into uncharted forests. Along the way, they encountered wild beasts, overcame fierce storms, and faced moments of doubt. But through it all, Thomas's determination never wavered. As they reached the base of the towering mountains where the treasure was said to be hidden, Samuel consulted his maps and scrolls. The clues were cryptic and led them to a series of caves and tunnels deep within the mountains. It was a maze of darkness and uncertainty, but Thomas and Samuel pressed on, leaving no stone unturned in their quest. Days turned into weeks, and still, they searched. They crawled through narrow passages, climbed steep inclines, and navigated through labyrinthine tunnels. At times, they felt as though they were going in circles, but they refused to give up. One fateful day, as they explored a particularly dark and foreboding tunnel, Thomas noticed a glimmer of light up ahead. With renewed hope, they pressed forward and emerged into a cavern bathed in a soft, golden light. And there, in the center of the cavern, they beheld a sight that took their breath away. A magnificent treasure chest, adorned with jewels and precious metals, sat upon a pedestal. It was the legendary treasure they had been seeking. Thomas and Samuel couldn't believe their eyes. But as they approached the chest, they noticed something even more astonishing. Carved into the walls of the cavern were intricate symbols and writings, unlike anything they had ever seen. Samuel recognized them as ancient runes, and he began to decipher their meaning. It turned out that the treasure was not just a material wealth, but a source of knowledge and wisdom beyond measure. As they opened the treasure chest, they found not just gold and jewels, but scrolls filled with teachings and insights that would benefit all of humanity. It was a treasure that could bring prosperity and enlightenment to their entire world. Filled with gratitude and a sense of purpose, Thomas and Samuel decided to share the knowledge they had gained from the treasure with their fellow villagers and all those they met on their journey back home. They knew that true wealth lay not only in material possessions but in the wisdom and knowledge that could be shared with others. When they returned to their village, they were hailed as heroes and sages. The villagers learned from the scrolls and teachings, and the village prospered even more than before. Thomas's saying, "Leave no stone unturned," took on a deeper meaning, as it came to represent not only determination and effort but also the endless quest for knowledge and wisdom. And so, Thomas's adventures continued, not just in distant lands but also in the pursuit of understanding and enlightenment. He became known as a seeker of truth and a bearer of knowledge, always willing to explore the unknown and share his discoveries with others. In the end, Thomas learned that the greatest treasures in life are not always found in distant mountains or hidden caves, but within the depths of one's own heart and the willingness to leave no stone unturned in the search for meaning and purpose. And he continued to inspire others to do the same, one stone at a time.